Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 8. So today we would like to present about Judaism versus Zionism. Firstly, the definition of Judaism. Judaism is known as the religion of the Jews or a religion of an ethnic group. Judaism is an Abrahamic, monotheistic, and ethnic religion comprising the collective religious, cultural, and the legal tradition and civilization of the Jewish people. It has its roots as an organized religion in the Middle East during the Bronze Age. In the script writing of Judaism, Israel refers to the individual who view themselves as descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as well as heirs of those who received the Torah at Mount Sinai, all of which we will discuss later. The second, the definition of Zionism. Zionism is one of the three historical nation-building frames of the Jewish people because of its success in establishing many aspects of Jewish life. The first is spiritual, the nation of the chosen people, the basis of monotheism. The second is the legal, the establishment of rabbinical law as a special way of maintaining their collective existence despite division. And the third is political, the rule of law in the state of Israel, were a nomad nation. Zionism was a modern ideology from the start and was a contemporary ideology. First, it refused to fully embrace important modern viewpoints like liberalism and Marxism, which disapprove of the idea of the Jews and one nation. And secondly, since Zionism is a highly multicultural political movement and organization.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nuwardata Atira binti Zulkifli. My metric number 1213477. Today I would like to tell you about chapter 2, which is the history of emergent Judaism and Zionism. First, Judaism was found in 1830 before Common Era. Abraham was convicted. The Torah and the Old Testament state the God appointed Abraham as the biological father of Isaac, the progenitor of the Jewish nation. Second, built the first temple in 1970 before Common Era. A united kingdom of Israel was established and upheld under the reign of King Saul, David, and Solomon. On Mount Moriah, Israel King Solomon erected the first temple. Number 3, the second temple was erected in 516 before Common Era. Jerusalem restoration and the temple's reconstruction were made feasible in 539 before Common Era by Cyrus the Great of Persia. Construction on the original location of Solomon Temple started when Cyrus the Great permitted the Jewish exiles to return to Jerusalem, and it was finished in 516 before Common Era. Number 4, Solomon Temple. The first temple was destroyed in 587 before Common Era. When the Babylonians attacked and ravaged Jerusalem, they also demolished the first temple Solomon's. The Jewish people were compelled into exile to the tune of 90%. Number 5, the three occasions that ushered in each of Judaism's three founding texts. Its stage in the history of Judaism was marked by a crisis that was defined by the process of rebuilding after the catastrophe. Excellent challenges were matched by excellent writing. Large ideas provide answer to pressing critical issues, with the 5 books of most of the Hebrew scriptures or statement which we meet in the introduction. The date 515 before Common Era stand for the return to Zion and restoration of the temple destroyed in 518 before Common Era. Number 6, Talmud and Mishnah. The Mishnah was published in the year 200 Common Era in reaction to the Romans restoring Jewish sovereignty over the country of Israel. The Talmud of the Land of Israel, a commentary to the Mishnah that was written in response to the success of Christianity in the century before, is dated to 400 Common Era. This text examines what had gone wrong and present a plan for a new way of life for the Israelites regarding God, including how they define themselves as a social group, depict their way of life, and describe their worldwide and describe their worldview. A new ideology that promoted national freedom and the nation that independent nations had the right to decide their own fate spread through much of Europe in the middle of the 19th century. First, this idea gave rise to the movement known as Zionism. Zionism is now defined as a complex synthesis of belief. Second, Zionism, however, is a complex movement with its roots in the right of the Jewish people to statehood in Israel, their historical homeland, and the right to self-determination, the right of a nation to determine its state home, allegiance, and government. Number 3, establishing and defending a Jewish homeland is the main objective of Zionism as a nationalist movement. Jewish people should be able to live in a secure environment free from prejudice and anti-Semitism, according to the movement. The movement also aims to establish a country where the Jewish faith and culture can develop. Number 4, we should first investigate the Zionist conception of time even before the political, economic, demographic, or existential reason for the emergence of this movement. The Zionist movement is a temporary revelation which involves a change in how Jews come to see time, comprehend its ontology, and consequently comprehend their political duty and potential. Number 5, in 1897, the modern Zionist movement was formally established. Theodor Herzl, an Austrian journalist and political activist, served as its head and brought together diverse Zionist factions to form a political movement that pushed for the establishment of an independent Jewish state in the territory of Israel.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Farah bint Ramli, metric number 1213573. In this chapter, I will talk about Judaism and Zionist religious belief. In Judaism, Jewish believe that there is only one God who has made a covenant with them. Their God speaks to believers through prophet, rewards good deeds, and punish evil. Jewish people worship in synagogues and their spiritual leaders are known as rabbis. A person is traditionally considered Jewish if his or her mother is Jewish. The Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, contains the basic laws and tenets of Judaism. The community is called upon to express its loyalty to God and the covenant by exhibiting solidarity within its corporate life on every level. Everyone is made in God's image and deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. Judaism emphasizes the importance of community and social justice. The fundamental tenets of monism, the covenant, the significance of the Torah, the pursuit of justice, on the other hand, serve as unifying traits that connect Jews across communities and generations. Zionism is a political and ideological movement that emerged in the late 19th century with the goal of establishing and maintaining a Jewish homeland in Israel's historic land, known as Zion. The following key principles underpin Zionist belief system, which is Jewish self-determination. Zionist advocates for Jewish self-determination, recognizing the Jewish people as a distinct national and cultural group. Zionism also is founded on the belief that the land of Israel holds historical, religious, and cultural significance for the Jewish people. It is important to recognize that there are various forms and interpretations of Zionism, ranging from religious to secular, conservative to progressive. The movement has evolved over time, and members of the Zionist movement may hold different views on specific issues concerning Israel and its policies.
My name is Ani Sofia Abdul Aziz. My matrix number is 1213462. Today I would like to talk about the chapter 3, which is the title is The Principles of Judaism and Zionism. According to Daniel Septimus, there are actually more than 4 principles of faith in Judaism, but in this video I will not talk about all of them. I will pick up just a little bit, talk the principles a little bit. So the first principles of faith in Judaism is the unity of God is perfect and unmixed. Number 2, they believe there are prophets and prophecy. Number 3, God blesses those who follow the Torah's laws and punishes those who disobey them. And last one is they believe the dead will rise from the dead. Now I will continue to talk about the principles of Zionism according to R.V. Lewis. According to him, the Jews are a nation and a civilization into themselves, not a cultural, religious, or ethnic group. Number 2, Jerusalem will always serve as the Jewish people's capital. And number 3, Hebrew is the Jewish people's official language. And the last one is fundamental right for Jews who are desperate to come to Israel and become citizens.
In conclusion, Judaism and Zionism are two distinct concepts that are often intertwined but have different meanings and objectives. Judaism is a religious and cultural tradition that dates back thousands of years and encompasses a set of beliefs, practice, and values. Judaism places a strong emphasis on spiritual and ethical principles, community, and the study of sacred texts, while Zionism is a modern political movement that emerged in the late 19th century with the aim of establishing a Jewish homeland in the historic land of Israel. Zionism sought to address the historical persecution and displacement of Jews by promoting Jewish self-determination and sovereignty. There are also Jews who oppose Zionism on religious, political, or ethical grounds, arguing that it conflicts with principles of justice, human rights, or the coexistence of different communities. Ultimately, the comparison of Judaism and Zionism reveals their distinct nature. One is a religious and cultural tradition, while the other is a political movement advocating for a Jewish homeland.